Hey guys, what's going on today? I'm showing you this book here, the United States Coins, the 2015 version of the official Redbook. Um, I spoke to Argent Agent last week and he recommended some books, and one of them was this one. So I picked it up and just came recently, and it has some interesting stuff in the beginning, and I want to read one small paragraph for you so that we can talk about this. But before I do that, let me do a shout out to Freedom Force USA. He is doing a silver coin giveaway uh, by reaching a certain number of subscribers. I think like 5,000, and he has like 2,500 subscribers right now. So, for those of you who want to enter, I will put the link in the description below. As far as what his channel is, it's pretty much in line with most of us who like silver, who think the economy is a little warped. Um, he has a lot of information about markets and a bunch of other things, so interesting channel. And make sure when you come to this page that you go and take a look at the description, because there's a part two, a bonus in the contest, right? So definitely check that out if you're into winning some silver. And I had a little funny moment with Raw Dog. He did a video about Randy Tooth, and he's mimicking him here with no shirt and the black tooth. Uh, he called Randy Tooth a goblin in the video. So I asked him, if Randy Tooth is a goblin, what are you? And also mentioned that he should get on SNL. It'd be pretty cool, right? And he replied saying he is an ogre. And when you see that, it just triggered an image in my mind. I'm like, raw dog, ogre, and then let me show you what came up. This is what came up in my mind. First, initially, when he said he's an ogre, and the second ogre that came to my mind was Shrek. So I got a little funny laugh out of that one. So getting back to the book, there's a little section here that says the beginnings of United States coinage. So it talks about how back in the days, this is from 1620 to 1776, when people were, settlers were coming in, and they didn't really have a form of money or system that was like, you know, common ground for everyone. So I'm going to read this here. Throughout the years from 1620 to 1776, colonists were forced to rely on numerous European coins and denominations that had to be converted to some common value to facilitate transactions. So, what they're saying here is that they had all kinds of difficulty and problems saying, well, this is worth this and this is worth that. That is all different kind of coinage, right? It says further compounding this mathematical obstacle was the variation of values from one colony to another. Merchants became accustomed to using the Spanish dollar and its fractional parts, the real, the medio, which is the half real, and other similar denominations. So those who are not familiar with the real, it looks like this. And this is the 8 real, very famous coin that was pretty much the standard, just like the way the United States, dollar right now is the reserve currency, right? So if you had this coin back in the day, you can pretty much use it most places in any country. All right, so getting back to the paragraph here, it says in time, those coins became more familiar to them than the old English coins, which were always scarce. So it was only natural that when a national coinage was under construction, well, consideration, a dollar-sized coin was the first choice. So this is pretty interesting that back then there was no stability of currency, and they were trying to create one, and the dollar-sized coin was the first one that they wanted to come up with. And we have currencies today, euro to the dollar, dollar to Japanese yen, the British pound to the dollar, Australian dollar, Swiss franc to the dollar. There's so many currencies, so that between nations, it's a pain in the ass to do transactions, right? So um, much like what was happening back then in the colonial days, we still have some things we could definitely fix. And because the system itself is really getting taxed out, that we could be facing a new system. And one thing that caught my attention, I was watching Salivate's video, Defense of Silver. If you look at the chart here, look how stable the graph is. All the way from 1792 to 1972. Oh wow, look at the numbers. They're like inverse or something, right? Uh, this is the time when the dollar got severed from gold, and now you got major gyrations in the silver price. So before then, it was pretty stable, and perhaps if the new monetary system could become something like this, we would have a better thriving economy. I'm also reading Jim Record's Death of Money. He's saying that there's going to be a collapse of the international monetary system. Eventually, we're going to have a new one. And just to summarize again, his book is saying that because we have too much debt, we have all kinds of problems, and eventually we're going to have another crisis, much worse than what we had before in 2008, 2009, and the Fed won't be able to bail out companies anymore because they've already printed too much, trillions of dollars, right? So the next entity that has some say in, saving the current system will be the IMF. And what he is saying is that they will issue special drawing rights, and those, I don't know if you want to call it money or whatever you want to call it, is going to bring some stability to um, each country, and from there on, we'll see a new system. My take on this is that I hope they could bring some form of stability using precious metals and combine it with some kind of digital system, because the digital system definitely is convenient. You want to buy something and sell something, and rather than waiting for checks to come in the mail or anything like that, if you can send, money through the computer and back and forth, it's going to continue to keep the commerce going really well. But if we can also have the stability of gold and silver along with it, then I think it would be a really nice system. Hopefully, I'm being idealistic here, but hopefully they can do something like that. So that is what I have. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the screen later.